Welcome back to Houston Life. You know the phrase, practice makes perfect.
Yes.
When it comes to an education, practice makes possibilities.
And mastering subjects like math and reading can really help set the stage for a child's future success. Joining us now is the owner and instructor of Kumon Math and Reading Center of the Woodlands West, Birgit Hess. Birgit, welcome to Houston Life. It's great to see you.
Thank you.
Kumon is a company and organization that some parents out there might know of, but really give us the overview of why this learning structure is different and why so many young people do so well coming through the program.
Of course. So the Kumon program is a Japanese learning program. So it's an after-school learning program. We work on math and reading. The program was established over 60 years, and we're in 55 countries. So it's a well-established program.
So it's well-established, but how did you get involved in the Kumon franchise? Because you didn't set out and say, I want to build a Kumon. How did you get involved? It had to do with your daughter, right?
Yes. So we had our daughter was struggling in reading when she was in 3rd grade. We read with her at nights and everything, but nothing was clicking. So we were looking for something to help us out, and we got into the Kumon program. So I started as a Kumon parent.
Okay.
And after 3 years, we saw the improvement in our daughter, but not just academically, but also in her work habits, in her motivation. And when we moved to, because we were living in Miami, and when we moved to Houston, I decided that I wanted to do the same. I wanted to open a Kumon center and be able to help students work through their challenges and accomplish the same what I did with my daughter.
And do you think it's like the current education system, obviously every child is different, right? And many children learn in different ways. Was that maybe the issue with your daughter? She just wasn't getting like a custom educational program that she needed?
She had gaps. And of course, as she was progressing to the next years in school, the gaps start becoming bigger. And so there's where the Kumon program helps our students, because we work on building a strong foundation, get the student to grade level, and then give them the tools to move ahead of grade.
So in just learning a little bit about Kumon, you know, school is great in a social setting for kids because it's their friends, but sometimes if a child is stuck on a certain subject, it's kind of too bad. If the rest of the class is getting the teacher has to move on. Kumon is different because you can actually take the time to help your children, like meet them where they are at.
Yes, that's correct. So when we assess our students, we want to see where they are at, where they are strong at, and where their gaps are. And we build a lesson planning that starts from what they know, so that we can start covering the gaps that the student has. And it's a personalized lesson planning. So everybody goes through the same worksheets, but in a different way. So that is why it's very important that the students come twice a week to the center, and that the instructors observe the students to see how they are doing, when we need to repeat, when we can move forward, so that we can build that solid foundation.
It's also interesting now for so many young people, technology clearly plays a role in every aspect of our lives. School today is much different than it was when you and I were in elementary school.
Right.
Yeah, so as things have evolved and changed, are there digital learning components that young people are learning?
Yes, so the Kumon program started a digital app. It's called Kumon Connect, and it is exactly the same as working with the worksheets. There is a difference because in Kumon, one of the most important skills that the student needs to have is correction ability, because you learn from your mistakes. So in the digital program, whenever the student does their work, they send it to a grading center, and they will get feedback immediately the next day. So students are correcting their mistakes from the previous day before starting the next homework, the next assignment. And that helps us instructors also look their progress, though they're not at the center, and we can make adjustments in their lesson planning. So if they're doing fine, we can take away repetition. If they need more practice, we can add repetition without them being at the center.
Wow.
So that has proven to show that students are moving faster versus the paper.
Yeah.
I was also reading here that so many of our learning arenas, there's this passive situation where an instructor is speaking, the student is taking notes and just sort of regurgitating, memorizing things. The Kumon model is very, very different. You're actually teaching young people critical thinking skills, analyzation skills, so they are able to encounter new situations and not just really analyze them and move forward with their learning.
Yeah, that's correctly. So the Kumon program works on many skills. We want to teach many skills to the students. So discipline and routine of daily practice, for example, focus, time management, corrections ability, and learning from the examples. Because there is where we are going to get our students to become independent learners.
Yeah.
You see many times in school, they see something they don't know, they just raise their hand without even trying.
Right.
Right? And in fact, Toru Kumon, the person who started the Kumon program, has a quote that says, "Give it a try, or you will never discover your true potential."
Love it.
Oh, wow.
Love
Building
that.
a strong foundation. Birgit
Yeah.
Hess, thank you so much for stopping by Houston Life.
My pleasure.
Glad your daughter is doing well. Her daughter is
Thank you.
24 now, by the way, 23 years old. So
Yes.
it worked for her. If you would like to learn more about the programs offered with Kumon, you can visit their website, kumon.com, and you can find a location near you.